Hi, fam. Can you all hear me? Sorry, I had a bit of technical issues this morning, but thank God I managed to sort it out and I'm here now. How are you all doing? Welcome to this live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you are watching this video. I want to welcome you guys to this live video. Yeah. Let me know when people join and when if you can hear me, please. I will really appreciate if people let me know when they join and whether they can hear me. When you join, say hi so I can know that you are here and you can hear me very well. My husband came here before I even came here. He already sent some messages. Yeah. So I can see some people are joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time it is when you are watching this video from your end. I want to welcome you guys to this live. I'm glad I finally did this. I've been planning to do something like this for the longest time, but I think this is the right time in a way, and it's never too late. Yeah. Let me know if you can hear me, please. Hi, November Rain. Good morning. Oh, you're watching from the US. I hope I have a good knowledge of flags, and that is US. I hope that is. Am I embarrassing myself? I assume that's USA. That looks like USA flag to me. Hi, good morning. Welcome to this live video. You are highly welcome. Let me know if you can hear me, please, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Just do let me know. Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you, November Rain. Thank you very much. Other people, can you hear me? So we are here to discuss a very crucial topic. Very, very crucial. Yeah. Hi, Benedicta. Thank you for confirming. Thank you for joining as well. This is a very crucial topic, like I said, and I want us to discuss it. Please don't forget, double tap on the screen to give this video a like. Okay, please hit the thumbs up. I'll beg you to please do that. It goes a long way. Please like this video, give it thumbs up already. Double tap on your screen. That's the best way to just do it, or the fastest way to do it. Yeah, okay, it's good that you guys can hear me very well. Okay, so today we are here to discuss how to keep our children safe during this holiday period. I know it's not just in the UK. I know that almost everywhere in the world, at least for instance Nigeria, I know that most schools closed for the holiday this week. UK, most schools in the UK closed last week. So definitely children are on school holiday. And if you live in the Western world, especially, this is a very crucial time for those that are new here, those that have not, meeting me or watching this video for the first time. You don't know me. I'll just quickly introduce myself. So I'm Intentional Favor, and I'm a social worker. I'm a licensed and registered social worker in England. I've been practicing for 2 years plus now, and I work in the children's social care, social services, children department. And obviously, I work in frontline because I'm in duty and assessment team. So that's kind of the second front line apart from MASH. Yeah. So I do assessments and, I have quite a number of caseloads. So I work with children, I work with their families. So I put it out on my community post yesterday that during this period when schools are on holiday, that's when referrals into children's social care skyrockets. We receive loads and loads of referrals during this time because obviously kids are on holiday and it can be very challenging for some parents during this time because most of the time during the year, kids are in school. Yeah, of course, we have 365 days. We have 12 months in a year. Out of that, those 12 months in a year, you find out that children are usually in school for like 10 months or 9 months. More than half of the time they are in schools. And then when they are not in school, parents usually struggle because it's something they are not used to it. And obviously, another major thing is childcare, especially in developed countries like the United Kingdom. It's really an issue when it comes to childcare. So I aim for us to discuss this. This is obviously a live session. I decided to use StreamYard so that if you want to dial in, if you want to call in, you can use the link to actually do that. Hi, Ibuku. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Yeah. So please, you can also share this live. Please share it to groups, every platform, individuals, your WhatsApp status, everywhere. Share it so that people can join us and we can learn from one another. So when the time comes, I'm going to, paste the link to join this live in case you have something you want to share or a question you want to ask. I'll just keep it open. Let us not only focus on maybe keeping children safe. That's the primary discussion. But we can also look at any question you have regarding social care. I'm here to answer your questions because I just have this, not really a call, but I have this passion. Yeah, I think passion is a better word. I have this passion to make sure that people, especially immigrants, do the right thing and don't get into trouble with the law or with social services, especially given that I'm a social worker in this country. So every opportunity I have, I try to use it to educate people so that they can stay out of trouble. So I'm glad to be doing this today. Yeah, so please double tap on the screen, like this video, it goes a long way. Give it a thumbs up already in case you have not. I just realized that I forgot my notes where I wrote down some things, but anyways, yeah, I just wrote them off my head so I can still continue and give you guys the tips and everything that you need when it comes to keeping your kids safe. Okay, and top on my list, especially talking to immigrants, Africans, and generally everybody really. It's not just immigrants, but I know the majority of my subscribers are immigrants, okay? So, and Africans. So the first tip or the first thing I'm going to say is please don't make this mistake of leaving your kids alone in the house. Don't even try it. I plan that I'm going to emphasize this time and time again. So don't get tired of me saying this. I said it because this is one of the major reasons why people get into trouble in this country. Okay, leaving their kids unattended to, leaving their kids unsupervised, leaving children alone in the house and going for walk, catching a train, going anywhere and just leave the kids alone in the house. It's actually very dangerous. It can put you in trouble. And according to the UK government on their website, I'm going to share the link of this information later on. On their website, it says that you might be prosecuted. Yeah, you can be prosecuted if you do something like this, leaving your kids alone in the house. So that tells you how serious it is for you to leave your kids alone in this country. Now, when children are on holiday, I know it's very, very, stressful for parents, especially full-time working parents, because obviously, like I mentioned earlier, most of the times in the year, kids are in school, okay, and then you can freestyle, do whatever you want to do, and all of that. But once they are on holiday, you find out that 24 hours they are in your care, okay, and you still have to work. So sometimes it's usually a bit of a challenge for parents, working parents. So let me just say this now, in case you don't know, depending on when you watch this video, if you are coming to the UK for the first time, you are planning to come to the UK in September or whenever. That's why I want you to share this video. You never can tell who it will help. One tip I will give you is that if you do a full-time job, I know that those that work in an agency, sometimes it's difficult for you because you can't book holiday, for instance. Yeah, if you book holidays unpaid, but if you've got a full-time job, okay, you are working full-time, one advice I will give you if you have kids, okay, in this country or wherever you are watching me from, is that please try and make sure that during the beginning of the year, I know some places, most places, most workplaces, their annual leave starts from April till March. That's one tax year. Some other places is January to December. For instance, my own workplace is January to December. That's when we book our holiday. Regardless, you have 12 calendar months, okay, to book holiday. My advice when it comes to kids and keeping them safe in the holiday is, once during the start of the year, if your annual leave, like if you are entitled to annual leave, to book annual leave from January to December, for instance, or even from April to March, whenever it is, once you enter, please, the first thing you should do is to book holiday in August. Book an annual leave. I'm not talking about holiday vacation, no. Book annual leave in August. Make it a point of duty. I know that so many places, the maximum you can book holiday is for 2 weeks, okay? And if you've got a partner, if you've got a spouse, your husband or your wife or anybody, one thing I will advise anybody living in your household, let's say you have your brother, you have your sister, or any family member who supports you, the advice I'll give you is, as a family, come together. And that early year, I'm saying it, okay, now it will shock you. For instance, you know that people are already booking holiday for next year. I was shocked when I found out like people were already discussing it about booking holiday, like at my workplace, booking holiday next year. And somebody already booked. The second person wanted to book and they say, oh, I already booked that week. You cannot have that week again. Because there are different policies. For instance, in my workplace, if we are on duty, only one worker is allowed to be on annual leave that week. If we are not on duty, maximum 2 workers can be on annual leave on the same team. So there are rules about annual leave, which is why I'm advising that you start early. Now we are in August anyways. If you have a full-time job and you have kids, my advice is on Monday, if you've not done it, already book your annual leave for next year, August. People are already doing it. Like I said, I was even surprised. I didn't even know it was a thing until I found out that my colleagues were already discussing annual leave for next year. Somebody already booked it. I didn't even know that the person already booked it. Another person was now trying to book, and they told the person, oh, sorry, you can't have it. This other person already is on leave that week, and we are on duty that week, and only one person can go on leave, which is why you should start early. Yeah. So on Monday, if you go back to work, if you've got a full-time job, I will advise you, if your workplace allows that, booking ahead. Like I said, people already started booking for next year, to my greatest surprise. But if you know this, be well informed. Book your annual leave in August. Of course, you are entitled to so many hours, okay? So, but at least book it in August. You know your kids' school calendar. Another holiday that they have is during Easter and during Christmas. I know sometimes during Christmas it can be a bit tricky. Some workplaces won't allow you to book annual leave during Christmas and all of that. Just know your workplace policy, but try ahead of time to book your annual leave. Okay. So the one tip you can take away from this is, if you have a full-time job, you and your partner should plan it. Go and book first 2 weeks in August, or even July, the last week in July, and then August. Book it. Then your partner should book another 2 weeks. If your workplace allows up to 3 weeks, better, even better, book 3 weeks in August. Then the rest of the year, if Christmas, Easter holiday or anything, plan it around that time. It's even good you spend time with your kids, because sometimes parents in this country will work so hard that we don't even create time for our kids. Okay, so it will help you with childcare. It will help you with bonding with your child and know your child a lot. Let me tell you, it will save you a lot if you do this. So that's the first tip. Book annual leave on time, okay? And secondly, like I said, never leave your kids alone. Don't even be tempted to do that. Even if it's for 2 minutes, because I know sometimes it's easier. Let's say that I know we are all hardworking, okay? A mom is going to work 8 a.m. or something, and the dad is already on his way and is 5 minutes away or even 2 minutes away or something. And then you just decide, okay, leave them, stay, okay, daddy is coming. Then you go. Let me tell you, within 1 minute, within seconds, a lot can happen when your kids are left alone. A lot can go wrong. A lot can go wrong, which is why you shouldn't risk it. Please don't take that risk. I'm begging you, don't take that risk. Another thing I want to say, because of course, if you have knowledge, if you know these things, sometimes you do, because I believe that sometimes the mistakes immigrants usually make is because they are not well informed. They don't have the right knowledge. They don't know certain things or how things operate in this country. Childcare is very sensitive, okay? And our advice, if you have a full-time job, if you're entitled to supervision and all of that, one advice I will give you is, please try as much as possible during your supervision to discuss childcare with your manager. discuss childcare. Childcare is sensitive. Everybody understands the struggle. Okay. So, for instance, if your husband or your partner is coming back late or something, just call your workplace. Okay, it's as good as just calling them. Of course, it shouldn't be a regular thing, which is why if you take the first advice about booking annual leave, especially if you have full-time job, it will really help you. Yeah, it will really, really, really help you. So it shouldn't be an everyday thing because I know it can start creating queries for you at workplace. But just call them. Oh, I'm running late. Sorry, my partner, maybe the train is delayed or something. I'm still waiting for him or her to come back. Then I'll start coming out. That kind of thing. Just let them know. It's better. Okay. Now, while I'm still talking about this, I want to ask you one question because parents are sometimes people are nonchalant about this. They don't care. Maybe because they've been doing it in Africa, in their country where they are coming from. They used to do it, they leave the kids, nothing happened. Mind you, your neighbors are watching. That's the interesting thing about this country. Obviously, the law makes us to know that safeguarding is everybody's business. Okay. It might interest you to know, it might shock you how your neighbors are observe your routine. They know when your kids are back, they know when they go, they know when they are sleeping. I'm not even talking about next door neighbor, I'm talking about probably opposite neighbor or even another neighbor, not opposite, adjacent or something. It might shock you to know how vested they are into your life, especially if you're an immigrant. You never can tell. There are people in this country that just their own personal life, their personality, or however they are, they just don't like either immigrants. They just have this biased notion about them. Some of them are silently racist and all of that. Yeah, we have to say it. It's what it is. I'm no longer ashamed to call it what it is, to be honest with you, because I know that sometimes it can be subtle, but we experience it. Okay, it will surprise you to know how they are vested in knowing your routine. They know your routine. They know what happens in and out. They know when one parent is not around. So if the other parent leaves the door or something, they know. I'm telling you. And it will surprise you to know how they know the time the kids are left alone. I'm talking from experience. Like I've worked in MASH as a social worker previously. I mean the front door where we receive referrals. Okay. They will tell you specific time. Come by this time and you will see these kids are left alone. I'm telling you, they know when one parent is out. They've studied your routine, they know your work schedule, they know when you are out. They know. I'm telling you. So they know when the kids are alone. So sometimes even when they make a referral to social services, they will give them specific time to come. They will tell them whether it's at night. And in case you think social services work 24 hours, okay? They don't work, even police, they work 24 hours. There are out of hours workers. So even if it's at night, that one is even more dangerous. You leave your kids, maybe you think they are sleeping and then you left. Maybe you are going on night shift. The other parent is coming back from day and then you feel like, oh, you've put them to bed, you've given them food, they are sleeping or they are on their tablet, they are quiet. No, they know. And that is the time they will ring. And let me tell you, if social services or even police knocks and find this out, you are in for a ride with them. And that's not what we want. Okay. So that's why I'm creating this awareness. I'm begging you never to think, remove it from your mind. Don't even think about it. That it's just 1 minute. Some people do it, maybe they want to go to grocery shop, they just leave the kids and then let me just rush out and come in. A lot can happen. And it's because these are uncertain. These uncertainties, you don't know how it will play out. You don't know your neighbors. You don't know who is going to ring. You don't know what will be said about you. You don't even want that at all. I always encourage parents, when you get a call from social services, obviously you shouldn't panic because at the end of the day, we are evidence-based and a lot should happen. But the truth is that you don't even want to get involved. You don't even want to get that call. You don't even want your kids to have that experience. As simple as someone coming into the home, asking them questions. As simple as somebody coming into school. Some kids find it embarrassing because one way or the other, some kids might find out and then they label them and start, talking, oh, social services are involved. What are they doing? You've got a social worker. Let me tell you, there are bullies that emphasize on the fact that a child has social, and it's not even a thing. There's nothing wrong in having a social worker or having social services involved, but kids go through a lot, either from bullies or even themselves. They are not happy that someone knows that a social worker is coming to see them and all of that. Don't just put your kids through this. I'm begging you. Don't even put them through this. Okay? That's why you shouldn't. And I want to ask us a question. If you are in the UK or you are living abroad generally, if you are asked to give one or two reasons why you left your home country and to come to UK or to relocate abroad. What would be your reason? Let me know in the comment section, please. Let's be interactive now. Let me know in the comment section. As a mom, as a dad, okay, as a parent you are, I'm asking you this question. Why are you abroad? Or why do you aspire to be abroad in case you are still aspiring, it's your dream to go abroad? Give me one or two reasons why you want to move abroad. I'm waiting for your comments, please. Just use the chat function. Let us know, okay? Tell me, and please don't forget to double tap your screen to like this video. Please give it thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up already. It goes a long way. And if you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe to my channel. You will love it here, okay? I share content on social work like this. I also do lifestyle videos showing you what it's like living in the UK. I also share motherhood, my life as a mom, as a wife, and everything in between. You will definitely love it here. Okay, let me be your inspiration. That is why I'm here. So use the comment section to please tell me as a parent. Think about it. Probably you've not thought about it, or yeah, you've not thought about it, or yeah. But now I'm asking you, think about it, give it a thought. Why are you in the UK? Why did you relocate abroad? Why did you move abroad? Or why do you aspire to perspire? Why do you aspire to leave your country and travel abroad? Why? I'll wait for an answer or answers. Please, let's use the chat function. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Please subscribe. It's absolutely free, okay? And thumbs up, please. Everybody here, of course, you have 10 people watching now, and not everybody, I can tell you, have liked the video. Please double tap on your screen or hit the thumbs up. It goes a long way. Please, that's the little way you can support me, okay? To help this channel grow, just hit the thumbs up already. Thank you, guys. And I'm still waiting for your answers, okay? So before we come to that, probably when people engage and answer this question, then I can say what I want to say. So that's the first tip I will give. Remember, book annual leave on time. It's never too early to book annual leave. So you can start booking for August next year. Plan it with your spouse, plan it with any family member of yours. Another thing that helps, another tip I usually give people is the importance of communal life. Probably I'll discuss this separately because it's something I've been reflecting on and thinking about how sometimes I'm guilty of the same thing when I reflect about it, how we live our lives, especially as immigrants, when we come here. Okay, welcome, Miss Liz. Welcome. Yeah, thank you for joining. Okay, I'm sure you will enjoy it. And of course, you can always watch the playback in case you've missed some of the things I said earlier. But I'm sure I'll likely repeat some of the things I've said. Okay, so I asked the question: why are you in the UK? As a parent that you are, why did you relocate abroad? Okay, give me one or two reasons using the chat function why you are in the UK. Okay, yeah. So I was going to say like something that might be something I'll discuss later, but I always advise parents as much as possible, identify friends and build a community in the UK. I know UK can be isolated, UK can be lonely and all of that, but I was saying that it baffles me how we sometimes live our lives as immigrants, especially those coming from Africa, for example. Back in Africa, back home, we live a communal life. We live a communal life, and we always say that not only one person trains a child and all of that. We live a communal life. Simply, let's just leave it that way. But then when we come here, probably because of some things that we've heard and we trying to be careful or something, you find out that we even isolate ourselves. Like I said, I'm guilty of that. And I don't know why that is a thing, which is why probably I'll bring this as a topic that we will discuss one day. Why we do all these things. I'm guilty. Like I said, I'm guilty. I'm calling myself, I'm guilty of this. For instance, I have a neighbor. Yeah. Short on this street, I have seen different African parents. I'm not telling you, I've seen Africans. I've seen Africans, they've got kids on this my street. Anyways, I moved in before all of them. So when I moved in here, there were no Africans on this street. But now, as it is, I've seen nothing less than 3 different families on this street. But do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know what do you know what rather? We don't even have, there's no friendship between us. One is just one house, like 2 houses away from mine. we can see and all of that. Sometimes I will just say hi, hi, and that's it. I don't know their name. I don't know if they know my name. I don't know anything about them. But then it baffles me. Why are we like this? Because why I came to this point is that another thing that can help you is to build a community. Build a community. You help yourselves. You can help yourselves with childcare. Okay, even during holiday or when it's not holiday, whenever kids come back from school, sometimes if you do full-time job, your kids might have come back and you are still at work. You get it? So you need yourself. We need one another. We need ourselves. We really, really do. Okay. We need each other. But I don't know why sometimes when we are here, probably because of what we've heard, I know that people have advised, stay away from Nigerians. So when you come abroad, stay away. That advice, though, like I said, I've been reflecting lately, and I have my reservations about that advice. Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please feel free if you've got any question or anything, feel free. If you have anything to say, anything to add, use the chat function. I think probably at this point, I might just paste the link for anyone that wants to join. Okay, anyone that wants to join me in this chat, I'm just going to find the link and I'm going to paste it on the chat function. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, so that's the link. You can use it, to join me if you are happy to, join me here. Okay. Miss Liz answered my questions. Thank you. She said, I relocated for a better job offer and yearning for a change. Okay, that's a good one. Please, I asked a question in case you are joining us. Why did you move abroad? Why did you relocate? Why did you leave your country? What is it like? What's the reason you came to the UK? Let me know. Okay. Miss Liz already said that she relocated for a better job offer and yearning for a change. Okay. Can I ask what changed? If you don't mind me asking, Miss Liz, what changed exactly? What's the change? In Nigeria, they preached change during one campaign. So there is change in Nigeria. There is a change of government already. So what's the change, that you are yearning for? Just let me know. Okay, so like I said, build a community is very, very important. So whoever it is, your spouse, your sibling, a family member, a friend, you can work around your annual leave. You can come together in August, for instance, which is a major holiday, and say, okay, I'm going to take the first 2 weeks, okay, annual leave. That's if you work full-time job. I know that this is quite tricky for those that do agency job, okay? But even agency, you are always flexible too. So you and your partner or your friends can, choose the days you are off and when someone is on and work around yourselves. It's about partnership, okay? So if you are working, doing full-time job, for instance, you can book your annual leave first 2 weeks or 3 weeks if your workplace allows up to 3 weeks at a stretch, first 3 weeks or first 2 weeks of August. Then your friend, your family member, your husband, your wife, your partner, anybody can also, choose the remaining 2 weeks. Then we have the last week in July as well. You can always choose that. This does not only help you with childcare, it helps you to bond with your kids, which is very, 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 very essential. Okay. So have this community and do it together. That's one way. Okay. So I just want to read out to you guys, okay, what the government, because I know sometimes even me, it's usually technical when you are thinking about what age, because that's one question that people usually ask. Okay, what age is acceptable for me to leave my kids? Okay, so gov.uk, according to UK government on their website, okay, there is no law, okay, there is no law that states the age when you can leave a child. Okay, yeah, there is no, but they said it. Let me just read it how it is. This is the law on leaving your children on their own. I'm going to paste the link also for you guys in case you want to read for yourself. The law does not say an age when you can leave a child on their own, but it's an offense. Take note, it's an offense to leave a child alone if it places them at risk. So this covers it. When you leave a child on their own and go, anything can happen. That child, if there is a fire outbreak, which can happen during the day, during the night, even at workplaces where there are rules, policies, adults are there, fire can take place. Can that child escape? Can that child know the exit and all of that? Anything that places the child at risk, if you leave them alone in the house, it is an offense in this country. It is an offense, and that can land you into trouble. Okay. They just say that you should use your judgment on how mature your child is before you decide to leave them alone. For example, to leave them alone in the house or in a car. Use your judgment. So that tells you that it's not really an age, because we know that maturity is not a function of, it's not a function of age. Yeah, it's not a function of age. There are people who are 6 years old, but they've got the maturity of a 9-year-old. Yeah, there are 12-year-olds that still have the maturity of 6 years old. Like, so it depends on your child. Know your child's maturity and be able to defend it, I must add. Because you can say, oh, yeah, this child is mature enough. He can do this, she can do that. But that doesn't give you chance to leave them at something that will place them at risk. Remember, like I said earlier, it's an offense. Okay. However, we've got here that the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, that's NSPCC. We receive loads of referrals from these people, NSPCC. If you're a social worker, you can testify. NSPCC referrals, we receive loads. Sometimes people don't even call social services directly. They call NSPCC, and NSPCC will ring to social services. Okay. So according to NSPCC, NSPCC means National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. So NSPCC says that children under 12 are rarely mature enough to be left alone for a long period of time. Any child who is under 12, if we are to now put an age to them, okay, they are rarely mature enough. Don't come and tell me your child is 9 years old that they are so mature. This is my grandmother. This is my grandfather that came back to life. They are so wise and all of that. But any child that is less than 12 years, they are rarely mature enough to be left alone for long period of time. Children under 16 should not be left alone overnight. So maybe when they are 12, 13 and above, yeah, you can leave them alone on their own, but not for a long period of time. And never should you leave them alone overnight. Never. Never leave them alone overnight. I emphasize never. Overnight, never. Just on their own. You go to shift and come back. Under 16, no, you shouldn't. But they can be alone. However, take note, I know that some people have more than one kid. So that doesn't mean that if you've got a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old, and then you've got a 6-year-old or a 9-year-old, then you leave the two of them and say that, oh, they are both this. That's another one. You are now leaving the responsibility of childcare, your responsibility as a parent to look after your kids. You are leaving it on that 12-year-old, on that 13-year-old. That is actually not acceptable. Please try and avoid this. Then babies, toddlers, and very young children should never be left alone. So when they are babies, when they are toddlers, they should never, never be left alone. They should never be left alone. So this is what the law says when it comes to leaving your kids alone, leaving them alone, and the age. This is just a guide. Like I read earlier, the law doesn't really stipulate it that this is it, but it's an offense when you leave a child alone if it places them at risk, which is why you should avoid doing that. Okay, so that's the first tip. And secondly, this one is also linked to the first one, talking about internet safety. I will emphasize this because for some reasons, some referrals that have like some cases I've handled, whether now my other workplaces, even while I was a student and all of that, sometimes makes me worried about how some parents are nonchalant about their kids' internet usage. It's really sad. This can land your child in trouble regardless of their age, even if they are 9 years old. Internet. Kids are very, very vulnerable, and there are so many bad people out there who are looking for opportunities to use the kids to get what they want. Very, very, like sometimes I wonder, for instance, one that baffles me, like, or a common one, yeah, top on the list when it comes to internet usage, all the social media apps that gets children in trouble, from my experience so far, is Snapchat. That's number one. Snapchat. I don't even. I usually don't know that Snapchat is still a thing. I know that when Snapchat came into place, it's the filter. Think Snapchat has a lot of filter. That's how I even know about Snapchat. I never had a Snapchat account, even till now. I never did because I wasn't a fan of filter. But when Snapchat came out, I knew it's for the filter. That's what I knew. And I thought it went into extinction when other apps started coming. But to my greatest surprise, Snapchat is still a thing. And this app puts children in trouble. Take it from a professional talking to you. The second on the list, can you have a guess? Please, I want this session to be interactive. I just seem like it just seems as if I'm just talking on my own. Please use the chat function, okay? If you are just joining, once you join, please subscribe and you'll be able to leave comments, okay? Subscribe to the channel, you won't regret it. Don't unsubscribe after this live. I'm begging you. You will love it here, okay? You will love it here. So let's use the chat function. Please let me know. Oh yeah, TikTok. Any other guess? Olayemi, thank you for that. TikTok. Any other guess? Any other person can guess the second. Maybe I should have even asked Gus the top on the list. I'm sure you will never have thought of Snapchat, but oh my God, what I've seen Snapchat do to children, especially younger, like young children. Let's say the teenagers. Oh my God, Snapchat. Sometimes I usually be like, so Snapchat is still a thing. Really? Okay, okay, okay. That's what this job teaches me. Like this job exposes me to so many things, obviously. But Snapchat is top on the list from my own experience. Okay. Yeah. Someone said TikTok. Any other guess? The second on the list that can put kids into trouble. Okay, story time with Cody says Facebook. Okay. Any other guess? Okay, Miss Lee said Facebook. Any other guess? YouTube. Okay. So the truth is that all social media platforms, yeah, they have their own risk and everything. But like I said, top on the list from my experience is Snapchat, and the second is TikTok. Yeah, TikTok is another way. Now there are so many ways all these work. It might even surprise you that WhatsApp is another one. I know of one incident where it was where it was WhatsApp that they sent something and all of that. A lot went on. Yeah. So I would say, like, from my experience and all of that, I've seen Snapchat the most, followed by TikTok. And then Instagram is another one. Yeah, Instagram is top on the list. Then I don't know, maybe Instagram and Facebook, I'll put them together. They tie together. Instagram and Facebook, okay? They tie together. Okay, YouTube, well, YouTube doesn't really. I'll tell you why YouTube is not really that, because most times YouTube doesn't give room for private messaging. Because when we talk about kids getting into trouble by the use of social media, it's every platform that has, what is it called? Private messaging that you can chat and all of that. That's what put kids into trouble. And the thing is that all these accounts are always linked to an email address. And then when something fishy happens, like I said, there are bad people out there looking for kids to prey on. Yeah. So they use the kids, they make them do certain things, they just talk to them. I'm not even talking about something as of course that one happens, your kids sending nudes and all of that. It happens, so it will surprise you. You never can tell. That one is on the other side. Another one is obviously still not just their own nude, or making them send some pictures or do some things, download some things and send it and all of that. Before you know it, police are aware about an account that is either having pornographic pictures, nude pictures, or videos, images, and all of that. Do you know what they start doing? They start tracing the account. And like I said, all these are usually linked to an email address. Then whichever email address, it can be something as your child maybe being so vulnerable and shared their, what is it called? Their account login and the information. And the person has it, and the person will use it to do all sorts of things. When the police gets involved, believe me, they won't catch that person. It's the email address that is linked to that account that they will trace, and they will trace. I don't know how they do it, but this country, oh my gosh, they are so good. They are so good. Talking about where I'm coming from, they are so good. They will link the email address and find the user, the address, and everything. Then the next thing that will happen, an arrest. It doesn't matter the age of that child. It doesn't matter. And that's it. The child is now you heard arrest. The child will be arrested by police. They will come, arrest, proper police in their uniform and everything. Do you know how traumatic that is on the child? Do you know? And all of that. Okay, someone said, Anna said they use IP address. Yeah, however they do it, but they will track it and know who has this account and everything. And the next thing is they will come and arrest that child. Do you know what that is alone? And then you know how they say you go explain tire, obviously. And how what's the word to use now? The painful thing when it comes to all this police investigation, from my experience, is that this can take forever. It will take years. Sometimes it can, I'm telling you, sometimes I just start pitying parents. I just like, oh my God, what's all this? And mind you, once something like this happens, there will be bail condition in place. Yeah, police will put bail condition in place. And one topmost on the first bail condition, if it has to do, because like I said, all these bad people out there, they are just using for kids to use their account to carry out their malicious acts, and they will cover themselves. The kid will be the one there because this child's account is the one being used. So when the child's account is being used, when police gets involved, it's the child they know. They don't know who the other person is. Their investigation can now go forensics. They will share so many things. They will categorize the images, whether it's class A or B, C, and all of that. Is it first generation image? Is it second generation? They will do a lot. Sending things to forensics takes a lot of time. That's the one they will say, we are still waiting for forensics to come back, and it will take ages. And then I was talking about the bail condition. If it has to do with nudity, especially indecent images of children, that one is a big issue. It can even give someone a criminal record, okay? Because it now kind of person who might be on the sex offender register or something. But when that happens, you find out that one of the bail condition is that this person is already a suspect. Of course, the investigation will go on, but this person cannot have unsupervised contact with anybody under the age of 18 years, including their siblings. This always ruins and shatters families. Imagine when a child say, oh, police say you can't have unsupervised contact with anybody under the age of 18. What that means is that if that child is downstairs and the siblings, they are downstairs, they are playing a game, an adult must be there to monitor them. If that child shares a room with a sibling, it will end. Because at night, a parent cannot supervise contact, and you have to. If neighbors give clues or reports, or there is any reason for school or neighbors or anybody or to believe that that bail condition is being breached, that will land the child into more serious trouble because you are breaching your bail condition. That will even make it more serious. So you as a parent, imagine having to supervise your child 24 hours a day. Do you know how hectic that is? Your child cannot go on school trips. Because if they go on school trip, a staff has to be more like policing the child wherever the child is. School, we have to know, because they have to do their own risk assessment and put safety plans to safeguard other kids. Because this child, remember, we are assuming that this child did not do this, so was just vulnerable and shared account details with an adult that was looking for a child to prey on. That already landed that child into trouble. But that child is a suspect now, at risk of, maybe being on the sex offender register or being criminalized at a very young age, and that child will now be having supervision at all times. That will hurt the child. It will affect the family life because, like I said, you cannot leave that child. If the child sleeps with another sibling, it cannot happen again because and obviously social services will automatically be involved, because once that happens and that child maybe has other siblings, social police will inform social care and the social worker will be allocated. That's why if this just we are just I'm just giving you a picture of how things can happen. Let this give you the nudge. Let this be the motivation you need as a parent to take internet safety very serious when it comes to the gadgets. Because this holiday, I'm raising this because this holiday period is usually when parents are nonchalant. Because you need time. They watch TV, they're on their iPad, they're on their phone. You don't even monitor. Some people are nonchalant. They just say, well, they won't do anything. And you don't even, some people say, I don't know how to do this. Because you don't know how to do this is the reason why you shouldn't even allow them to have access to a phone, because you don't know what they watch. Like I said, I'm speaking from a professional opinion, professional point of view, from my experience and everything. So please take internet safety very serious. Screen time should be put in place, especially this holiday, else your kids can get addicted to these stuffs, and it's not usually not funny when kids get to that point where they are so addicted to use of internet or use of mobile devices. So please take this serious. Let this be a wake-up call. Parents, internet safety, especially now during holidays. Those going on sleepovers, very careful. Know where your kids are going for sleepovers. So know who their friends are. All these games they play online, oh, some of them disguised as adults. And let me ask, why would you even allow your child who is, let's just say, under 14. Let me just say 14 at least. But even at 14, they are still underage. Because to the best of my knowledge, I don't have a TikTok account. But I know that, for instance, TikTok and some of these social media platforms, you need to be 18 or maybe 16 for you to use it. And your child has a TikTok account. How did that child create that account? They obviously lied about their age. They did, and you allow them. These are ways you are just exposing your kids to danger without your knowing. A 9-year-old, 10-year-old has a TikTok account, has Snapchat account. What are they doing there? That's my question. What are they doing there? These kids are so vulnerable. All in the name of doing a challenge, all in the name of doing something. Something can just happen. All these challenges, it has gotten kids into trouble. Oh, let me not even get started on that. Doing a challenge, this one and that. You don't know what this does to kids. Especially, I know TikTok challenge, this one challenge, this one challenge. You don't want to know what that can do to your kids. So please, in a nutshell, let's take internet safety very serious. Screen time, very, very important this holiday period. Don't just because you need time, because that's the deceit now. Because we find out that they can stay on their computer, they can stay on their iPad, they can be watching television and they won't bother. Some of them will not even bother about food. And you are doing your thing. It gives you time. You came back from night shift, you need to sleep. Then for the whole 5, 6, 7 hours you are asleep. What are the kids doing? They are on their iPad. They are watching television, and that's it, that long. And when you wake up, you give them food, you start getting ready, they are on it again. Please, this holiday period, let's try and keep them safe. Internet safety should be priority. It scares me, it worries me, and it breaks my heart when I see kids get into trouble, because I see that it's parents, they are responsible for that, because some of these kids don't know what they do. You are the one that gave them that phone. You are the one that bought the phone or gave it to them. You are the one that bought the iPad. You are the one that bought all of that and gave it to them. And you didn't put enough safety in place to monitor them, and that landed them into trouble. Please, let's take internet safety serious. Very, very important. Okay. I pasted the link for this earlier. I don't know if anybody is still interested to join. Please, I'm going to post it again. If you want to join, please feel free to join me on this live. I'll just let you in. If you have anything you want to share, if you have any any question you want to ask as well, use the comment section. You can use your comment section to obviously ask your questions. If you have any input, you can use this comment section. If you're comfortable to come live, okay, you can on your camera, you can put off your camera to come and share some tips. Okay, that is very, very useful. You can as well do that. Oh, hi, Favor. My name's Sig, the nurse midwife. She's here. Thank you for joining. Yeah. So use the chat function. So that's the second tip. Remember, obviously, about leaving kids alone, the law around it, you can be prosecuted, it's an offense and all of that. Make sure you take note of that and plan your leave on time. Begin now to start planning your leave, okay? And like I also said, internet safety, that is very, very important. Thank you, Favor, for the thumbs up. Please, guys, let's not forget, please give this video a thumbs up. Very, very important, please. Double tap on your screen, give it thumbs up. It goes a long way, okay? Thank you. And you can always use the chat function, okay, to ask your question or make input. You can click on the link, okay, to join this live. Anna's expression said, how can one become a social worker in the UK? Okay, I'll just give a summary. The first way you can become a social worker obviously is to have a social work degree. You can't be a social worker in the UK without a social work degree. It's a protected title. Yeah. It's funny how people think that social work is social work. Anybody can do it, you just know it. But this title is so protected. I think people call themselves doctor. You can call yourself Dr. This and you won't get into trouble. Engineer this. You can call yourself give yourself certain title. But if you call yourself a social worker in this country and you are not a social worker, you can be prosecuted for that. That's how social work title is protected. Even as a student, you dare not call yourself a social worker. That can land you into trouble. Social worker is a protected title, and you can only be a social worker when you have registered with the governing body. Even if you have studied social work and you've not yet registered, you are not yet a social worker. Okay, so it's a protected title. So you can become a social worker when you can become a social worker. Sorry, guys, my baby is here. My brother is about to leave for work, and husband is not around. Sorry, I hope you won't disturb us. You want to say hello? You are live, so behave. So, to become a social worker, you need a social work degree. That can be bachelor's degree, master's degree, or diploma in the UK. Okay. If you studied abroad, if your qualification is from abroad, I've shared a video where someone that successfully registered with Social Work England from abroad, how she came and shared on my channel how she did it. So you can look for that video. It's under the playlist social work on my channel, and you can watch that video. But once you graduate, for instance, I know I qualified in Nigeria as a social worker, but then as at then the degree or the process of registering from abroad wasn't so straightforward, especially from an African country. So because of that, I had to come here and do masters in social work, and automatically I got qualified because all my university did was to send our names to Social Work England, and with that we registered, and that was it. Okay, so that's how to become a social worker in the UK. You need to have a social work qualification and be registered. Even if now, for instance, we renew our registration every year. If I fail to renew my registration this year, I cease to call myself a social worker. That's how serious it is. Okay, Favor is saying hello. Say hi. Say hi. Anyway, let's do it like that since it's just so quiet. Okay, that's it. So that's the second one. The third tip I want to give when it comes to keeping your kids safe is outdoor. So during this period, obviously we are in summer, the weather is good, it's so nice. You want to take your kids out to the park, to the playground. There are so many amusement parks now, open and all of that. So you want to take them there. Your kids are on the bike riding. Please ensure their safety when they are outside. Number one safety is, for instance, if your child is riding a bike, please, if your child has a bicycle in this country, or they have scooter, please buy a helmet for them. Very, very important. Get them a helmet. Yeah. Get them a helmet. Get them a knee protector, the elbow protector, and all of that. Get it for them in case they have a fall, so that if they have a fall, they will not actually be involved in serious, they won't, have serious injury. What is it? They won't have serious injury. So that's very, very important. People say, I never knew it's a protected name. Yeah, it is. So what do you call yourselves? You call ourselves social workers. Yeah, that's what we call ourselves, social workers. So I'm a social worker. That's what we call ourselves, social workers. Okay. So make sure that they are safe outside. And when you are outside, mind you, eyes are watching you. Please control your temper. If you cannot control your temper, then don't take your kids outside, because people are watching, people are monitoring you. You might lose your temper, do something, and then there will be a call and all of that. So let's be safe when we take our kids outside. I really recommend taking your kids outside. Please create time. That is why I was saying earlier that you should book annual leave on time to have time for your kids. Don't just lock them up in the house and with their iPads, with their phones, and all of that being there. You just need to take them out, okay? And that brings me, or that reminds me to the last question I asked earlier, okay, about why. In case you are joining us now, I asked a question: why are you in the UK? Why did you travel abroad? If you are asked to give two major reasons, at least two major reasons why you moved abroad or why you want to move abroad, in case you are still aspiring to travel out, what are your reasons? Why do you want to relocate abroad? Miss Liz already gave us an answer earlier and said that she relocated for a better job offer and yearning for a change. I know I asked what does she mean about the change. She said that my change simple is an exposure to different cultures and people. That's a good answer. So other people, please, maybe we'll wrap up, you know, with that, if no one wants to join and nobody is asking questions. As you guys know, my guy is already here, and I bet he will keep disturbing and asking for attention while I'm here. So if we can be quick, use the chat function, or you can dial in. I can, invite you if you want to say or share some things. You are welcome to do so. The link, I already pasted it. I can paste it again. And feel free to join. Yeah. So yeah, anybody, why did you come abroad? Why did you come abroad? Please don't forget to double tap. If you are joining us, please like this video. Please double tap on your screen or click the thumbs up button. It's absolutely free. Okay, please, that's a little way to support me. Okay, please, that's a little way to just show your thanks. I'm going to paste the link again if anybody wants to join. Otherwise, then we can, call it a wrap. It's almost 1 hour already. Nwa Zion, hi. You said, do you know companies that give COS? My sister or my brother, I don't know. I really don't know. Obviously, I'm not into that, but I always encourage people or signpost them to some channels that that are into this. They do their research and they share all of this. My job won't even let me, have time to do all of this. So if you watch Immigrate with Amy, and you can also watch Clara UK Immigration, they share tips, they share information, about relocating. Clara does CV, can help you with your CV and all of that. Okay, so check out these two channels, Immigrate with Amy and Clara UK Immigration. They will give you tips. Just watch their channels, they always help. Okay. Anna's expression, I relocated to UK for security reasons and better jobs. Okay, interesting. That's good. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you. Any other reason? Anyways, it seems like, okay, maybe I wasn't specific, but even at that, okay, I know that if you ask most parents, maybe I should have asked as a parent, why did you relocate abroad? Why did you travel abroad? I know that most parents, okay, underneath their reasons is actually their kids. They want to secure a better future for their kids. I know that there are so many parents that travel not because they are comfortable back home. They were really comfortable to an extent, but they just want to secure a brighter future for their kids, give them dual citizenship and opportunities for better education, better life, and all of that. Because all of us will be managing back home and all of that, but yourself, then your kids, they are also very important to you. And that's why I asked this question earlier is that if one of the reasons why you relocated is to give your kids better future, what can you then not do when you are in this place to secure your kids and avoid them from getting or from having social services involvement or at the extreme being removed from your care? That was actually why I asked this question. Because I asked this question when I was talking about people that leave their kids alone, all in the name of jobs. You want to go for work, you want to go for shift and all of that, then you leave your kids alone in the house and they get into trouble. How you get into trouble with the law, with police or with social services and all of that. One thing, but sometimes let me tell you, sometimes when social services are involved, when social workers are working with you, they might come in for reason A. But while they are involved, there might be other reason B, reason C, reason D, more things will start coming up and then it gets more serious. So if you relocated, or one of the reasons why you relocated is to give your children a better future, what can you then not do to protect these kids in this country? So please, some risky behaviors that parents take, like we've highlighted already, leaving them alone, okay, in the house, going for job, running to go for grocery and anything can happen. Not having internet safety, not taking internet safety serious. When you don't take internet safety serious, that's another one. So when you don't do all of these things, you find out that you are already putting those kids at risk. The kids that made you to relocate, the kids that you want to secure a brighter future for. At the same time, you are putting them at risk, and you are risking, maybe, like I said, at the extreme part of it, they are being taken away from your care. Somebody say, God forbid. That will not be your portion. If you are listening to me, I pray that that will never be your portion. And like I said, that's even at the extreme end. I don't even pray for you to, have social care involvement just because of one silly mistake or something you did that could have been avoided. Remember, that could have been avoided. Social workers are not bad. I'm not a bad person. Okay, social workers are not bad people. We just work to safeguard people. That's what to safeguard kids and obviously adults, because we've got adult social care as well. That's what we do, obviously, and we need to make sure that we do that. We are not bad people. It's only when people make mistakes. And another thing I want to say is that sometimes I find some parents saying, I love my kids. Nobody love my kids more than I do. I know you love your kids, but some things you do, some decisions you take say otherwise. Even though at the heart of your heart, you love them. But if you make certain decisions to a professional, that's why I told you guys sometimes when I talk about social work or social services in this on this platform, I talk from a professional point of view. I'm a mom, okay, and I'm just giving you that advice because I just think like a social worker. In case you have one, what would that social worker think about? No doubt, I know you love your child. But if you make a mistake, at that point, it makes me start querying. I'm not really querying your love, but I'm querying like your ability to protect this child. And that's what social workers do. That's what safeguarding is all about. Are you able to protect this child? I'll start questioning that. Whenever I talk to my some of my friends or people that come to me with some questions, this and that, I just ask them, if you do this, I'll actually query your ability to protect this child. That is it. I'm not saying that you don't love the child. The social worker doesn't say you don't love this child to bits. We're not saying you cannot die for this child, but are you able, do you have the ability, do you have the capacity to protect this child? And that's usually because of some decisions that you make as a parent. Then it leaves professionals guessing, are you sure? Are you sure? For instance, let me give you guys a reason. Maybe I was thinking of probably filming this video or maybe raising this topic some other time about domestic violence. Domestic violence. It's inexistent in the UK. I know one of my friends recently, she has someone that got involved with social care, like not her, like someone. And of course, the children we are subject to child protection and all of that. And then she was asking me on behalf of her friends and all of that. I just told her, sometimes it's one difficult part of this job for me, especially knowing my values. But when I'm at my work, I put my personal values aside and I put on my professional values because that's why I'm there. So at that point, it doesn't really matter about my personal values, it's about professional values. And that's one thing you need to know that social workers do, and that might help you, help you to be careful when you do certain things. So I was talking about domestic violence and how sometimes, maybe a woman might make decision to remain in an abusive environment, in an abusive relationship. Let me tell you the truth. Take it from me. Like I said, I'm talking from a professional point of view. When a woman who is in an abusive relationship continues, let's say that there was social care incident, maybe there was a violent incident that happened in that particular home. Sorry, guys, can I give my brother a shout to get me his pacifier? Chikemerem, Chikemerem, pacifier, please. Sorry about that. So let me, I'm just creating a scenario. Let's say there was a domestic violence incident that happened in this home, and probably the mom was taken to A&E. The kids were there when the dad or the mom, it can be that way. Maybe the mom was the one hitting the dad, or the dad was the one hitting the mom, and the kids witnessed this. Obviously, police will be involved, or even if police wasn't involved and the woman was taken to ambulance, or maybe the child was caught in crossfire. being caught in crossfire is that maybe because they are fighting, maybe the father or the mother wants to throw an object and it landed on the child. You go to A&E, even if it's the mother or whoever that is the victim in that domestic violence incident, would definitely, from hospital or either if police was involved, social services will be involved. Yeah. And then when social workers come and they start handling it, and then say after everything, maybe you advise, there are support services for victims of domestic violence. There are also some, support services for perpetrators themselves. We will offer all of these services. And this continues to happen. It continues to happen. Emphasis on continues to happen. At some point, let me tell you, professionally speaking, they begin to query your, that relationship. For instance, if your kids get being exposed to this, I'm talking about serious violence. So serious violence, the one that involves hitting, for instance. Okay, of course we have wife beaters even in Nigeria. Some of them even come here, they still don't know that they are in a developed country. They continue to do that. In that case, if this continues to be a thing, the next thing is that we'll start querying your ability to protect your children, because it seems that you are prioritizing your relationship over your safety and the safety of your kids. Because example is especially severe cases when a child is caught in crossfire. Maybe a child maybe trying to separate you people and then got hit by one of you. A child, witnessing this and obviously telling school and telling professionals how sad they are that their mom and their daddy are always fighting. This happens even in African homes. It will surprise you. And even Oibos, it happens. It happens everywhere. Then at some point, then you keep going back to that relationship. As a professional, they will start querying, why are you still going back? This person is not even, and sometimes some of the men will not take responsibility for their action. They won't take any responsibility. They will not even go and do some courses, anger management or anything, just to help your relationship, because this is not good for your wife, it's not good for your partner, it's not good for your husband, it's not good for your kids, obviously. And that continues to happen. Let me tell you, and you remain in that relationship, you are risking even your kids, because they'll now be like, and you are still going back to this same man, always hitting you, the kids being exposed to this. That's when social services will start querying your ability to protect your kids. Like I said, these are professional values. It doesn't matter whatever, that's just some dilemmas that personally I have to deal with at work. But like I said, I put personal values aside whenever I'm at work. And that's why when I come here to talk to you guys, some people will just be like, but this, but in our home, in Africa, in Nigeria, that's Nigeria. I'm a social worker here. I'm giving you professional advice. It's either you take it or you leave it. And in case you are wondering, they can support you, okay? That's why I was thinking, I think I'm going elsewhere. I don't know, probably I'll film another video on that, or while I'm on it already, I can say it. Because sometimes we usually keep women back, especially those who are immigrants, is that, they don't have any recourse to public funds. They are worried that maybe they are dependent and the perpetrator is the main person. They are here because of that person, and all of that. Let me tell you, when it comes to child protection, safeguarding kids, this country don't take it lightly. They are serious about it. They can put you in a refuge. They can write to Home Office because you are not entitled to public funds or anything. The council can write because children are involved. They can write to Home Office and do something. They can change your visa. I'm telling you what has happened, what I've seen happen. So don't just remain in an abusive relationship and risk probably losing your own kids and still be in an abusive relationship. You get what I mean? So sometimes I've found out from my experience that this is something that usually keep people back. Oh, I'm the dependent, my visa, they will send me back and all of that. No, 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 no. They don't take, especially when kids are involved, okay? Remember, we are talking about really abusive relationships, okay? They will take care of you. They will put you in a refuge. You don't want to know how much they spend on child protection. Even asylum seekers, people that just come in as long as they are children. Do you know how much they cost the UK government? Do you know how much they cost local authorities to take care of these people? So please, that's why sometimes when you go, if you are pregnant, they'll be asking you about domestic abuse. Some people are just scared, and sometimes people have lost their kids, they have lost their babies. People have entered serious complications that almost took their lives just because they are trying to protect an abusive marriage. Let the person take responsibility for their actions. Okay, so I'm just saying all of this to tell you that there are some things that you do. We know you love your kids, but you make professionals start questioning your ability to protect your kids. That's when the issue of maybe taking kids away. If you prioritize a relationship over the safety of your kids, best believe they might take your child away from you. Yes. So certain decisions you make, for instance, a parent that is taking drugs, I mean, cocaine, all these class A drugs and all of that, which obviously is impacting on your care of the children, because when you are high, you cannot take care of the kids, or probably when the person, because the money, this costs a lot of money. The money you need to take care of the kids, you'll be using it to buy drugs and all of that. And you are not quitting. You don't want to quit. You are not taking efforts. They will query leaving those kids in your care, because the question is ability to protect your kids. It can be the decisions you make. They start questioning your ability. Most times when we handle any case, especially domestic abuse cases, the first thing managers might say, or first thing you as a professional will just query, is ability to protect, ensuring safety. What are you doing to ensure the safety of your kids? Very, very important. It could be simple, something as simple as, like we talked about, internet safety, making sure that you track their devices, monitor their devices, put location, all this app. There is one I recommend, Life 360, absolutely free when it comes to maybe if you have a child that you don't trust their friendship group, they go somewhere, they come back late at night and all of that. You should track their movement. You should know where they are per time. Know your kids' friends. Know your kids' friend. Very, very important. You should know your kids' friend. You should know who they hang out with. Take certain decisions to protect your kids. And obviously, you'll find out that you have nothing to do with social services. A word they say is enough for the wise. Okay. I don't think there are more questions. Do you have any questions? And please, before you go, have you liked this video? I don't see why you should be watching up to this point and you've not liked this video. Double tap on your screen, okay? Double tap on your screen or hit the thumbs up button. It's absolutely free, absolutely free. Share this video, okay? Of course, we share so many things at the beginning and now that will benefit a lot of people. So please share it on your WhatsApp status, share it in groups, share it to individuals, whoever you think will benefit from the information we've shared in this video. If you joined us late, this video is packed. This live video is packed with information you will enjoy. Feel free to watch the replay and I'm sure you will enjoy it. So in the absence of any question, of course, you can see that my guy is disturbing me. Okay. I think I'll be ending it here. 1 hour, 11 minutes. I think I've done a good job, if you ask me. Let me know if you want if there's any topic you want me to discuss, either in a sit down video or live session like this. Just feel free to let me know in the comment section. Okay, just let me know now or later when you are watching this video. Okay, if you have any question, I might address it in a video or we can come live again, especially during this holiday period. And let me add, another time when we receive loads of referral is the week of school resumption. Oh my God. After school resumes, now schools that then will they receive like, sure, that might be the peak of it. But I decided to film this video now because they are usually product of what happened during the holiday. That's when the kids now start talking. Please, did I forget to say, take your kids out. Let them express themselves. Take them to people and all of that. Because if these kids are always indoor, boxing and all of that, when they go out, it's an opportunity for them to talk. Be your child's friend. Talk to your child. Know their wishes and feelings. Because once school resumes and they are just talking, that's an opportunity. They start talking. Both the one they ask them and the one they know ask them. And trust schools to always come to social services. You see why this period is very crucial. Please take it serious, okay? I hope you've not forgotten to like this video. Please give it thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Share this video with as many people and platforms that you think might benefit. And I'll be seeing you guys in my next one. Until then, guys, stay blessed, remain intentional, and take very good care of yourselves. Bye. You want to say bye? Say bye. Are you shy? Say bye. Remove this from your mouth. Say bye. Hi. Hi. Bye. Say bye. I love you. Hi. Bye, guys.